Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make a BB gun out of a camera flash. And so, first off, I just took this, I went to Walgreens, got a disposable cameras that were already used, and I took it apart. This is what you find out of it. And here's the flash part, and this is where you put the battery. And so I got this little piece from it, and I'm going to mount it on this piece of cardboard that I cut out to fit it, kind of. So it's going to go right on here. I also have a soldering iron and some solder and a switch that I'm going to use to launch the BBs. And I'm going to get a pen. I was practicing already with this one, but with this coil, but I'm going to make a new one with this brown coil over here, with this magnetic coil that I got at Radio Shack. And so I'm going to wrap it up, but I'm going to use the different coil on it. And yeah, so that's how you wrap it. I'm going to see if I can do it a little bit tighter on the gold one, a little bit thicker wire, and see how that works, and see if I can launch some BBs with it. I'm going to make the barrel and the coil. I'm going to use, for this part of the pen, I poked a little hole in it with the safety pin, and then I threaded this copper magnetic wire through it. And then, once you get it through like this, oops, I don't want to bend it. I want to make it as smooth as possible and as neatly as possible to make these coils. So I'm going to go around and try not to have any spaces. I have to tighten them up like that's getting there. So I have to make it nice and tight like this and go around and around and around. And I'm going to keep going until I run out of the wiring that I have, the magnetic wiring. So I'm just going to keep going around, and then I'm going to use some tape in between the layers to help keep it nice and tight together. So I'm just going to keep going around and around, and it's a little tight, nice and tight, like this. Alright, I got my first row done right here. I'm holding it nice and tight. And to keep this nice and tight, I'm going to use a piece of Scotch tape and just tape over it and have it stay nice and tight. Oops. Alright, I have finished my pen and the coil that I've wrapped around a million times almost. And now I'm going to connect it to the camera, to this part over here. And this part is called the capacitor, and that's what I'm going to connect it to. And this has all the high voltage electricity. And then I will connect a switch between the coil, a switch over here. I'm going to connect it between the coil and the second lead of the capacitor over here. And when the switch is triggered, the high voltage electricity will create an electromagnetic field in the coil and pull the BB through the pin and shoot the BB. So, yeah. Alright, so while my soldering iron is heating up, I'll show you the basic layout, which is going to be from the capacitor to this. I'm going to hook it up right here, solder that. Then I'm going to take this one and solder it to the switch over here. Just hook it up here. And then from this end of the switch back to the coil gun, which will complete the circuit, causing the BB to exit the pen. To solder, we're going to use just this little point up here, and I'm going to connect this to that. And so, let me move this a little bit. I'm going to go like this, and just do a little bit right there, and then connect them right there. Alright, for the second part, I'm going to connect the capacitor wire to the switch. So I'm just going to put it right there, heat that up, move it away, done. Alright, Let's do this one over here. Same steel. Perfect. All right. And I'm going to connect a little bit like that. There we go. And there we go. Completed my circuit. Alright, this next point, oh, that broke. I'll have to solder that back together. But I'm gonna sturdy this onto my cardboard. But the little piece is cut out over here, so I can reach this part right here. So I'm gonna tape this all together and just tape it on here nice and strong. Just like this. There we go. Start taping it on there. And we're going to tape right here. This is where the battery goes, so I can tape over this part too. Like that. And I still... I'm going to have to cut that a little bit more so I can reach that better. Or maybe just untape it. Let's pull it over a little bit. Needs to be like this. There we go. Perfect. And there we go. Now it's on the cardboard. It's got some support. Take a little bit right here. And now it's on. And plug this thing in. Okay, so I've taped this onto here. So the barrel onto here. And now, thanks to Kodak, we have a free battery that came in the camera. So I'm going to place the battery in the place, and then underneath, we're gonna, that little thing that this underneath part, I'm gonna hold that button down right here. I'm gonna hold it until it charges, and you'll hear a little whir, and you will see the light come on. So let's put this in. Like that. I'm gonna push that. There it goes. Lighting. Oh, charged. Now I'm gonna let go. And I'm gonna put the BB in the chute. And drop it down like that. And then I'm gonna face it at this goldfish box over here. And I'm gonna push the trigger. And there it goes. Coil gun. Alright, this is launch one. I think that was only about a foot before it started rolling. So let's try that again. Alright, this is launch 2. Let's see how far it goes. I would say that one was only about 8 inches before it started rolling. Alright, this is test number 3. I would say about 8 inches.